Welcome to About Mansfield. It's your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Casillo, broadcasting from the Somark Studios, along with the About Mansfield news team. Colleen Daniel, she's out there in Studio West. This is the October 8th, 2025, 292nd edition. Coming up, it's Mansfield news, talk, and information.
And a little later in the episode, you will have a chance to win a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice with our Mansfield Trivia Question, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance.
Let's take a look at the stories we're covering this week.
Alert system detects firearm at Mansfield High School.
Dignitaries gather to celebrate milestone at Mansfield Stadium.
Community Art Mural unveiling set for Monday.
Mansfield sees progress on trails, parks, and fitness projects. And in sports, we dig, set, and spike our way toward the playoffs.
And in the talk segment, Steve talks in studio with Mansfield Mission Center's Christy Oldham. We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
Looking for a night out that's anything but ordinary? Step into Vault Seafood and Steakhouse, Mansfield's premier upscale dining experience. Savor perfectly aged steaks, fresh seafood, and handcrafted cocktails, all served in a stunning atmosphere. Want more? Enjoy private dining rooms and a cigar lounge for that extra touch of luxury. Vault delivers exceptional flavor in a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Located at Matlock and Country Club, Vault Seafood and Steakhouse. Unforgettable nights. Unmatched taste.
Hi, I'm Mansfield ISD Chief of Police, Greg Minter, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield. This portion of the news is brought to you by Vault Seafood and Steakhouse.
Mansfield ISD reports that a weapons detection system at Mansfield High School alerted on a family member Wednesday afternoon. School safety personnel searched the individual and discovered a loaded firearm. The person was arrested by Mansfield ISD police for unlawfully carrying a weapon. District officials say students and staff are safe and there is no indication of a specific threat. Mansfield ISD also noted that the incident highlights the effectiveness of the district's safety training and equipment.
And Colleen, it was a good turnout, roughly 100 people, including municipal, county, and state officials. They gathered for a topping off ceremony Wednesday morning to sign an I-bar beam that will soon be installed at the highest point of the new Mansfield Stadium. The stadium, scheduled to open in early 2026, will become the home of the North Texas Soccer Club. North Texas SC owner Dan Hunt said the Mansfield Stadium will be the envy of the MLS Next Pro League.
Mansfield, Texas, you have arrived in the professional sports scene today. We are building a first-class facility here, and I go back down memory lane as I think about it, and there was a lot of congratulations. In fact, on this phone call, the word beacon was used for Mansfield. This is a beacon for professional soccer in this country and for MLS Next Pro, and you guys are really the leader in this space.
Hunt added that the project will bring opportunities on many levels to the Mansfield community.
This is another field of dreams, and it's not just about the athletes. This is going to provide a lot of opportunities for young people playing different sports, specifically soccer. But there'll be a lot of different opportunities that exist. But a lot of people are going to get to live their dream in professional sports. And I hear this all the time where people come up to us and often say, thank you, I got to live my dream. And it's not just being an athlete. You can be medical staff, you can be a ticket seller, you can be sponsorship, you can be president of a club. This provides jobs and opportunities, and these stadiums are what unite communities together. This will be the beacon that every MLS Next Pro club will look to. So there's a big congratulations to the city.
The Mansfield Stadium is a cooperative effort between the City of Mansfield, Moss Construction, Rev Entertainment, and the North Texas Soccer Club.
The Mansfield Commission for the Arts will officially unveil a new community mural on Sunday, October 13th at 11 a.m. near the corner of Smith and Elm, downtown. The mural, titled Together as One, was created by artist Kirsten Maywald. The public is invited to celebrate this new addition to Mansfield's art scene. Organizer Maywald said,
"We really wanted to reflect in this mural the voice of the community. We wanted to really have people come together, and we wanted them to have the opportunity to tell us what would they like to see represented and what represents Mansfield to them." So we had 2 town hall meetings, and we had almost 100 people come out, and we collaborated. We did some individual brainstorming and then some small group brainstorming together. We had a small group of artists from Mansfield, professional artists that came together, and I basically just facilitated them through a process of bringing all the ideas together and then coming up with a design.
Explaining how the mural came together, Maywald added,
"This is a project that is for everyone. I have a very strong belief that art is for everyone, and that is the reason why I do these projects, is because I want people to come out and feel like they can be a part of something that is much bigger than themselves, that is amazing for the community, and that when they drive by, they are going to be able to drive by and say, I did part of that."
Again, the community art mural will be unveiled on Monday, October 13th at 11 a.m. on the Walnut Creek Linear Trail near the corner of Smith and Elm, downtown.
Construction continues across Mansfield this fall with several community and parks projects moving forward. Crews are on schedule for the Walnut Creek Linear Trail Phase 3B, which includes building a retaining wall and 30 concrete pillars to create a trail crossing under Matlock Road. This section will connect the existing trail along the west side of Matlock to Oliver Nature Park, providing a safe route for pedestrians and cyclists. At Killian Park, a new ninja-style fitness course is being installed to replace a broken rope tower. The course, along with standalone fitness equipment being added along the Watson Branch Linear Trail, will offer adaptable exercise options for all ages. Killian Park is located near Wood River Parkway and Killian Drive. Meanwhile, work at Man's Best Field Dog Park is nearing completion. The project includes improvements to the pond and the trail, a new water play paddock, a dog washing station, a pavilion, seating, and agility equipment. The trail to the new paddock will eventually connect to an extension of the Walnut Creek Linear Trail. All 3 projects are expected to be finished later this fall and are based on feedback from recent resident surveys. Cue the music. Bump, set, spike. We'll talk about it because sports is next.
Hungry for bold flavor and a good time? Head on over to El Primo's to enjoy sizzling fajitas and their signature blue margarita. Enjoy weekend live entertainment and let the kids run wild with an outdoor play area and arcade. Planning a party? Multiple private rooms are available, including the all-new Parrot's Nest to make your event a success. Food, fun, and flavor for the whole family at El Primo's. Visit elprimos.net and bring your appetite. Located at Matlock and Country Club. El Primo's, where the locals go.
Mansfield Plumbing, Electrical, Heating, and Air is a family-owned local service provider with over 20 years of experience. Servicing Mansfield and surrounding areas, we offer expert plumbing, electrical, heating, and air solutions focused on quality workmanship, customer satisfaction, fair pricing, and guaranteed results for homes and businesses.
Call 817-473-8888. Mansfield Plumbing's never second rate.
In sports, lots going on, so let's get right into it. The main focus for the past 5 weeks has been on high school football and professional soccer. Those 2 topics take a back seat this week as your Mansfield Lady Tigers have been nearly perfect on the volleyball court. As of this recording, the ladies have posted a 38-1 overall season record, a perfect 7-0 in district play, and are currently ranked 29th in the nation by Max Preps, while PrepVolleyball.com reportedly has them ranked at number 9 in the country. The Lady Tigers started the season in mid-August with a 16-game winning streak before Aledo burst their bubble in a tournament on August 22nd. Since their lone loss of the season, the girls have posted a 22-game winning streak, most recently taking down Lake Ridge 3-0. Standouts on the team this season. Let's start with 5'11" freshman MC Crutcher, who leads the Lady Tigers in kills per set, hitting percentage, serving aces per set, attack attempts, and kills. 469 of them, over 200 more than the second best. Senior defensive specialist Natalie Peak is having a banner year. She leads the team in spikes and digs. Now, a team wouldn't be winners without a great defense. And with that, we have to mention number 9, middle blocker Katie Jane Mills, who leads the team with 43% of the team's total blocks, as well as block assists. The Lady Tigers have 5 more regular season games to play, 3 of them at home. All games start at 5:30 at Mansfield High School, so go out and cheer for a winning team that will undoubtedly be in the playoffs starting later this season. Switching to high school football this past weekend, it is virtually impossible for all 5 Mansfield ISD teams to win all 5 games when 2 district teams play each other. With that, 4 of the 5 MISD teams came home with a win this past weekend. Let's start with the in-district game. The Lake Ridge Eagles not only celebrated homecoming, but walked away with a win against your Mansfield Tigers, 44-21. Elsewhere, Legacy edged Weatherford 52-49. Timberview topped Seguin 30-23, and the Summit Jaguars defeated the Colony 34-17. In district standings, Lake Ridge and Summit are now both 4-1. Timberview is 4-2. Legacy is an even 3-3, while Mansfield stands at 2-4. The games coming up this week, there are 3 games on Thursday, 1 game on Friday. Thursday night, Legacy hosts Boswell at R.L. Anderson. Mansfield travels to Crowley, and the big game of the week, Lake Ridge hosts North Crowley at Newsom Thursday night. I might even go to that one. The lone game Friday night, Summit hosts Timberview at Newsom Stadium. All games, of course, always start at 7 p.m. Taking a look at the highs and the lows around the state. Highest game in the state for Week 6. Campbell traveled 3.5 hours to Apple Springs and walked away with a 74-26 win. The lowest scoring game in the state, Roma defeated Port Isabel 14-7. And the biggest goose egg in the state, it was lopsided in the Panhandle as Miami crushed Amarillo Holy Cross 84-0. In other sports, North Texas SC stormed back from a 2-goal deficit to defeat LAFC 2 4-2. Clinching a playoff berth and capping off a dramatic regular season finale. Captain Sam Sarver delivered a stunning 14-minute hat trick, sealing the team's postseason spot and breaking the club's single-season scoring record with 19 goals.
It feels good, man. It feels really good. You know, that was one of the things I wanted to do when I came here, break the record. I wanted to win the Golden Boot. I set a bunch of individual awards for myself that I wanted to accomplish, and then obviously the team awards. You know, and we didn't necessarily accomplish everything I wrote down on a piece of paper, but we've accomplished a lot of it. But the big one is winning it all. So that's still alive, which is really important.
Captain Sarver's 19 goals this season was 1 goal shy of winning the coveted Golden Boot, which was won by Chicago FC2's Jason Shokaluk. NTSC's head coach John Gall praised his team's resilience.
Yeah, we started the game slowly. I wasn't too happy with the first half. And of course, when you go 2-0 down at halftime, one of the messages was 2-0 is a really dangerous score in football.
With the win, North Texas SC secured the 6th seed in the 2025 MLS Next Pro playoffs, marking their 2nd straight postseason appearance and 3rd overall. Coach Gall has confidence in his team.
We won the league last year. We've got ourselves in the playoffs. We're MLS Next Pro Invitational champions earlier in the season. Now the fun starts, and whoever picks us, I think, are in for a tough one.
The club will learn its first round opponent during the Pick Your Opponent selection show on Thursday, October 9th, 11 a.m. Central Time. And that, my friends, is a look at sports. This coming Monday, October 13th, is National No Bra Day. Now, ladies, before you get yourself into a tizzy, I'm on your side on this one. National No Bra Day is a social awareness event aimed at encouraging education about breast cancer prevention, detection, and treatment. While some recognize the day as a chance to promote body positivity and comfort, its main purpose is to remind women and men to schedule regular screenings and self-exams, since early detection remains the most effective way to save lives. Health experts say that about 1 in 8 women in the United States will develop breast cancer during their lifetime. Organizations use the day to share information about mammograms, healthy habits, and support resources for those affected. National No Bra Day is part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, observed throughout the month of October, and a reminder that it's better to be proactive than reactive. So go get those twins checked out.
Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
I'm Angel Biasatti, and today we're talking about the silent killer, high blood pressure or hypertension, in Methodist Mansfield News to Know.
Hi, I'm Todd Cleveland, and this week, how to make your home energy efficient on the Home Services Advice of the Week.
We talk with an MISD executive in this week's 40 Under 40.
In this week's Cocktail of the Week, some people celebrate their birthday with cake, others with candles. Me, I celebrate with bourbon and sarcasm, both aged to perfection.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
This portion of the news was brought to you by El Primo's, where the locals go.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool hand, cool hand, cool hand, where excellence is still cool.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
Congratulations to our latest trivia winner, Cindy Costello, who knew that the Sells service station occupied the corner of Main and Broad for 50 years. Harold and Mary Sells, along with their son Bill, operated the Sells service station from 1950 to 1991, which is when Bill's wife Brenda joined the staff. When we come back, this week's trivia question. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
It is time right here, right now, for the highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield Trivia Question. If you are the first person to email the correct answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com, you will receive a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice, brought to you by Joe Jenkins Insurance. Whether you're looking for homeowners, auto, commercial, or any other type of insurance, Joe's helped Mansfield area residents understand the insurance coverage that best fit their needs since 2010. You can find him on the internet at joejenkinsinsurance.com. Colleen, book 'em, Dano.
Well, Steve, the Mansfield Public Library was established in 1929 and originally operated out of the corners of stores, cramped space in city buildings, and, for a while, even in the waiting room of a doctor's office. This week's trivia question is, from 1929 to 1960, who was Mansfield's first librarian? Email your answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com. Again, having served from 1929 to 1960, who was Mansfield's first librarian? Good luck, and thanks to Joe Jenkins Insurance for the gift card.
Hi, I'm Stu Stewart, the voice of Vernon Newsom Stadium, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section. Angel Biasatti is here to talk about the importance of high blood pressure screenings in Methodist Mansfield. News to know. Angel?
It often has no symptoms, but it can quickly raise your risk for stroke, heart disease, kidney disease, and even dementia. Why hypertension matters? By age 40, more than half of Americans have high blood pressure, and many don't even know it because it rarely causes obvious symptoms. People may feel fine, but inside, hypertension is steadily damaging blood vessels and organs. Left untreated, it can shorten lives and affect quality of life in serious ways. It can have a real-life impact. One man, a retired law enforcement officer, ignored advice to take medication because he felt fine. At age 63, he suffered a stroke. Thankfully, with treatment and rehab, he's recovered much of his strength and now takes medication daily. His story reminds us that treating high blood pressure isn't about how you're feeling today, it's about protecting your future. The good news is you don't always have to start with medication. Many people can lower their blood pressure through lifestyle changes. Cut back on that salt by avoiding ultra-processed foods and salty snacks. Get active. Even 30 minutes of walking most days makes a difference. Or split it up. 3 10-minute walks a day. Eat more fruits and vegetables, which are naturally rich in potassium and fiber. Limit the alcohol and quit smoking if you can. Manage stress with practices like yoga, meditation, or even just deep breathing. Big changes can feel overwhelming, but small, little steps add up. Here's some easy ones. Swap that salt for herbs, spices, or lemon juice, which flavors the food. Swap soda for water or sparkling water with a splash of fruit juice. Swap the elevator for stairs and park a little farther away to get extra steps in. Swap processed snacks like chips for fresh fruit and nuts. Swap screen time before bed for reading or a calming app to reduce stress. These little choices repeated daily can lower blood pressure and improve your overall health. Sometimes, though, lifestyle changes aren't enough. If your blood pressure stays above 140/90, medications are usually recommended by your doctor. Most people need more than one medication to reach the ideal goal of 120/80. But there's exciting news. A recent study in the New England Journal of Medicine tested a new medication called Baxdrostat, which works by blocking aldosterone, a hormone that drives high blood pressure. Patients taking it in the trial saw about 10-point drop in their systolic blood pressure, which can lower the risk of stroke and heart attack by about 20%. This could be a first new class drug for treating hypertension. So here's the bottom line. Start with healthy habits. Throw in a quick few swaps. You can do that every day. Work with your doctor to monitor your blood pressure. If lifestyle changes aren't enough, medicines, including promising new treatments, can make a life-saving difference. Hypertension may be silent, but it doesn't have to be deadly. I'm Angel Biasatti reporting for About Mansfield podcast.
Todd Cleveland talks energy efficiency in the Home Services Advice of the Week. Todd?
I'm sitting here with Rob Croson, the master electrician for Mansfield Plumbing, Electrical, Heating, and Air. Today on your Home Services Advice of the Week, we're talking about energy efficiency and how we can make your home more energy efficient. Rob, what's a really good way for our homeowners to make their home energy efficient?
Well, with winter coming up, the first thing I would do is have somebody qualified come out and take a look at your insulation. A lot of people tend to neglect it and don't realize we think of insulation as it keeps us warm, which it does, but it also helps everything in your house run more efficient. A lot of people don't think about their air conditioners and their heaters. If you don't have good insulation, then you're just wasting that cold air or wasting that heat that's coming out. So insulation would be number one. Number two, I would definitely start looking at, if you've got a bunch of incandescent lights, start looking at LEDs. They're so much more affordable now than back when I first started getting into LED stuff. They were astronomical. They're very affordable and they'll last you a long time. The third thing is a power conditioner / surge protector. A lot of people, there are some on the market now that will actually have basically I want to put it in as basic terms as I can, but basically has power storage that will help every motor. When your motors kick on in your house, which is everything in your house, every appliance has a motor in it. Every time that kicks on, it actually has stored power that'll help it kick on, which will save you a lot on your energy bill.
Excellent. That is great advice. And remember, if you have any questions on HVAC, electrical, and plumbing, just give us a call at Mansfield Plumbing, Electrical Heating and Air.
Call 817-473-8888. Mansfield Plumbing's never second rate.
The Mansfield Business Alliance recently released their list of 40 under 40. Now, these are 40 people. They're all under the age of 40, or maybe right at 40. They're entrepreneurs, they're CEOs, they're executives, they're everyday people just like you and me. And today we have one of those 40 here in the studio. She is the force behind fresher, healthier meals for thousands of students every day. As the executive director of student nutrition for Mansfield ISD, she has transformed cafeteria menus with scratch cooking, local produce, and community care. Under her leadership, over 70% of students eat school lunch, and summer programs feed thousands more. She's an award-winning innovator, educator, mother of 4, making a difference one tray at a time. We welcome Rita Denton. Welcome to About Mansfield.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much for having me today.
And congratulations on 40 under 40.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you?
Oh, my gosh. It means the world to me to even be lumped in with this fine group of individuals. It is such an honor.
So you are the next generation of leaders here in Mansfield. Although you are an executive director, you have already taken on a leadership role.
Yes, sir.
And did you, as you were growing up as a child and as a teen, did you think someday I'm going to be a leader, or did it just fall on your lap?
That is such a great question. And so funny. Recently, I started thinking back to my childhood, and I grew up actually in Massachusetts. And I used to actually play office.
Okay.
A lot of my friends would play house, and I used to love to play office.
And you were the manager?
Yes.
Okay.
I was the manager. I was the clerk. I was everything in between. And I did love baby dolls. Don't get me wrong. I did have all my baby dolls, but I did love to play office. My mom used to buy me ledgers with the carbon copy and all.
Oh, nice.
And I would play, and I would write down different customers' names, and I would sit at my dad's desk in the basement. And so, yes, I always have had a passion for business and customer service, and eventually I fell in love with the hospitality industry.
Executive Director of Nutrition,
Student Operations is the newer role.
Give me the Reader's Digest of what your daily life is like.
Yeah, of course. So in January, I did take on this newer role of Executive Director of Student Operations. And so in that umbrella is student nutrition, of course, custodial services, and transportation.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
All the school bus drivers
all the school bus drivers. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I have just a touch under 1,000 employees in my division.
Let's go back to student nutrition then. I know that student lunches are getting better. They're not like the tin tray of TV dinners that they used to be.
Right.
And how are you helping develop that?
Yes, definitely. When I first arrived in Mansfield ISD, I was coming from a similar role in Burleson ISD as their director of food service. And so when I started in Mansfield ISD, one of my greatest first initiatives was let's transform our heat and eat operation, kind of like you described with not so much TV dinner, but it was very much opening bags and opening cans of food to let's transform it to incorporating a lot of fresh ingredients. Let's cook.
And healthy students.
Yes. Healthy students learn better.
I was going to say, make better grades.
They absolutely do. Yes.
Are the agricultural program at Ben Barber, I know there's a they have their own garden out there. Are you helping?
Yes. So early on in the planning stages for the Tarver Rendon Agricultural Leadership Academy, they reached out to us in the nutrition department, and we hopped right on board with helping to determine what could we potentially do with those students' crops and their gardens. And so we got to work, and sure enough, at Tarver Rendon, the students do the harvesting. They bring the different produce items right to the kitchen, and then our amazing kitchen team washes and preps that food, and we actually put it out on a vegetable bar, fruit and vegetable bar, I should say, and all students are invited to come up, whether they're getting school lunch or not. If they are getting school lunch, it builds right into their school plate.
And is this every school, elementary through high school?
I wish.
You wish.
I wish. So,
because Tarver Rendon does. I would assume they're
yes.
Oh, just at the school.
Just at Tarver Rendon.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then, but there is plenty of different ways that can expand in different forms. In fact, Job and Donna Shepard, intermediate, they have both started to build upon what Tarver Rendon does, since that is the feeder pattern. And so nutrition, we are just always willing to jump in on the different school initiatives. That's why we exist, to serve what the student goals and the different campus goals.
Does your department, are you involved with the Feed the Kids program during summer?
Very much so. I absolutely love that program.
And that is huge. That's thousands of kids.
Yes, absolutely. And so with Common Grounds Feed the Kids, we certainly, in the last couple of years, we have started to become a site. We are a distribution site located at Glen Harmon Elementary School. Okay. We've realized there was a little bit of gap in service. A lot of our Arlington families, it was a little bit far to get down to the Mansfield locations for distribution. And so we started that in the last couple of years, and it's been extremely successful. And then the nutrition department through Mansfield ISD, we run what's called the Summer Food Service Program, and we serve thousands of meals. Our best location is the public library.
Wow.
And so we started that about 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. Shortly before COVID, we started that partnership with the public library. And so, of course, the programming at the public library is amazing. And we come in just for lunchtime. We don't offer breakfast at that site, but for lunch, we come in, and any child 18 or under can receive a free meal Monday through Friday.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Kind of makes me wish I was under 18.
Right.
You're a busy person.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about, because as I mentioned in the intro, you're also a mother of 4.
I am, yes.
How do you handle work-life balance?
Yeah, so awesome question. The work-life balance, it doesn't necessarily exist in that exact format.
Yeah.
So I certainly have heavier work times where, I then rely on my amazing husband and my family to assist me. And then I have a lot of time for instance, over spring break, I get more of that family time to really soak in.
There you go.
But my kids, obviously, that is my most important job, is to be a mom. They are Mansfield ISD students, and so I just I love them so much. My oldest is in high school, and then my older daughter is also starting high school this year too.
Awesome.
So they are getting older. My littlest is still at an elementary school, and then my other daughter is entering middle school.
Okay. So, what do you see? What was your biggest challenge, your biggest roadblock, something that your biggest challenge as an executive director?
So right now I am very much focused on learning about my new departments, primarily transportation. It's something just new and something that I'm just learning all about, soaking in information, studying their current processes. As far as a challenge, I mean, there's just not enough hours in the day at all.
Oh, never.
Never. And I do have work-life balance. Don't get me wrong. I make that work. A lot of times the days just blend between both personal and work. But my greatest challenge, I guess, is just that there's just not enough time for as much as I want to do.
Let's turn that around from biggest roadblock. What was your in your entire career?
Yeah.
Your most successful moment where you go, you know what? today I slayed it. And what would be that occasion?
Oh, my goodness. That is an awesome question.
That's why I'm the host.
That's right. There's been so many times I've been so proud of my team. You know, when we get together and we go after these aggressive goals, any time that we're crushing those goals, I feel just so proud. I think to answer your question would be during COVID-19. I think it would be during those hard times when, the meal service didn't stop. Families, household incomes, they didn't change at that time. In fact, many got worse, right, as layoffs happened. And so I think, halfway through maybe that time period, I felt really proud. And I did feel like I was slaying it, as you use those words. We were able to continue our operation in extremely creative ways. And so my team is just incredible.
During COVID, they still cooked in the kitchen.
Yes.
And still fed, to who? I mean, because the kids were at home, weren't they?
Yes, they were. And so we had to get real creative and pop up outdoor drive-through.
Sure. Because you're still feeding the kids.
We were still feeding kids. We were still preparing those meals. And, we kind of laugh in the department of nutrition because we called it, phase 76. It got to be so many plans, so many phases as regulations changed and as different, the condition itself progressed. We had to adapt and pivot and change. And we just, every day, we would just come in with a lot of unknowns, but with really positive attitudes and really with the focus of let's feed kids. And that's really what it boils down to. Going back to the greatest challenge, I mean, of course, the different regulations are a challenge.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, changing regulations within school districts, even within federal programs like the National School Lunch Program and everything like that. So those are challenges in our day.
Let's go back in time.
Yeah.
If current day Rita were to be face-to-face with 10-year-old Rita, what advice would you give her?
Oh, man. I would say to continue to study really hard.
Yeah.
That's important. And I would say to, soak in the moment and enjoy each day. Don't get so caught up in planning for the future that you're forgetting about the current day. So that's what I would say to her.
Live life.
Live life.
And enjoy it.
Yes.
There you go. I always like to conclude the interviews with an open mic.
Okay.
An open mic of your chance to, if you have any thank yous, if you have any shout outs, if you have any words of advice, or if you want to direct a comment directly to someone, the camera there, right there
great.
and there. So Rita, the microphone is yours.
Okay. Thank you so much, Steve. Again, thanks for having me this morning. And I just want to say, I don't know actually who nominated me for such an honor. I don't know that information, but to whomever did, I just want to say thank you. I'm truly humbled and honored by it. Again, just to be associated with such a fine group of young leaders. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Brogdon, who is my mentor, my boss. He has just taught me so much. So thank you to Mr. Brogdon, to Dr. V, another inspiration in my career and mentor. And thank you to Dr. Cantu, again, just somebody I look up to and really admire and have learned so much from you, Dr. Cantu. And my last thank you is to my team, all the different departments, nutrition, of course. I've worked with you all for so many years now. And then my new departments, I just love your hard work, your dedication. I am so incredibly proud of you all.
Rita Denton.
Oh, and to my family.
And to your family.
And thank you to my family. Okay.
Your husband and your kids.
Yes, to Jay and Trent, Macy, Rebecca, and Bradley.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On 40 Under 40.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being on About Mansfield.
Appreciate it.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good as Brian Certain serves up a drink suitable for any birthday, including his own, in this week's Cocktail of the Week. Brian?
Now, let's get one thing out of the way up front. October 8th, today is my birthday. And no, I'm not fishing for presents. But if you happen to be holding a bottle of Pappy or Colonel Taylor, I won't turn you away. Now, most people celebrate birthday with a cake. balloons, a bad rendition of Happy Birthday from an off-key relative. But here, we don't do frosting, we do fire. And in the form of bourbon, chocolate, spice, and just enough cream to remind you it's still a celebration. So for this week, the cocktail of the week, for my own personal birthday toast, I present to you the Spiced Birthday Bonbon, a rich, velvety dessert cocktail that hits harder than aging ever could. It's sweet, it's spiced, and it's got just enough of a bourbon backbone to remind you that the only thing getting better with age is us. Ingredients, you're going to need 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Choose one that you would pour for a toast, so make it a good pour. You're going to need 1 ounce of creme de cacao, the dark creme de cacao. You're going to need 1/2 ounce of cinnamon simple syrup, 2 dashes of chocolate bitters, 1 splash of half and half or cream if you're celebrating big like I like to, and then you're going to garnish with a little nutmeg and a cinnamon stick. To make the cocktail, you're going to add all the ingredients into a shaker filled with ice, and then shake with your birthday level of enthusiasm, or in this case, my birthday level of enthusiasm, or until your existential dread, your call. Then strain into a chilled coupe or Nick and Nora glass, and then garnish with a little grated nutmeg and a cinnamon stick, and then toast yourself repeatedly. It's like a grown-up candy bar that took a semester abroad and came back knowing things. While bonbons might sound dainty, this one's a total trick, dressed up in dessert clothes but packing a real punch. I've borrowed the name from the 17th century France and laced it with bourbon and bitters, making it more bourbon dambon than bonbon. Chocolate bitters bring complexity. The cinnamon syrup adds just that amount of October heat that we're looking for. And the cream, just indulgent enough to mark the occasion, especially when that occasion is my birthday. So birthday toast for today, my birthday. To birthdays that come not with fanfare, but with flavor. To the people who've poured into our lives like a well-made cocktail, equal parts strong, sweet, and unforgettable. To the things we outgrown, bad bourbon, cheap cologne, and apologizing for knowing what we want. To the things that still thrill us. Crisp fall nights, old friends, new bottles, and the perfect toast. Here's to growing older without growing dull. Cheers. And happy birthday to me. As always, I'm open to hear your take and your input. You can reach me at brian@bourbongospel.com. And until next week, as Mark Twain has so reportedly said, too much of anything is bad, but too much whiskey is barely enough. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with Steve's interview with Mansfield Mission Center's Christy Oldham.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
Hi, this is Eric Nadell, the voice of the Rangers, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. In the studio today, we're going to learn about everything the Mansfield Mission Center has to offer, and she oversees events and volunteer services for the Mansfield Mission Center. Christy Oldham, welcome back to About Mansfield.
Thank you, Steve. It's nice to be here.
And it's been a while.
It's been a little bit. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, this time last year in the spring for golf tournament. Not sure.
What have you been up to?
Not much, honestly. No. Planning events for the Mission Center and managing all those volunteers. So.
Good. And you have a couple of events coming up, which we will talk about later in the episode. What I wanted to really kind of focus on, because we've got 20 minutes, is to really talk about, because I'm sure there are people out here in Mansfield that don't know, may not even be aware that there is a Mansfield Mission Center that offers services. They may know about the thrift store because it's right there front and center on Broad Street, but the services that the Mission Center has to offer. And if you were to say this is probably the number one service that either the Mission Center has to offer or that people take advantage of, what would be that one service?
Honestly, there's probably two.
Okay. It's a tie.
It's a tie. Our free food market, we are just continually seeing the need grow there. I think we've had kind of record month after record month this year. And so it's obvious that there is need in our community. You know, grocery prices have, continued to rise, and
I call it skyrocketing.
Yes, that. Yeah. And so we see a lot of seniors on fixed incomes, a lot of families. It's hard to provide for your families during this time. And so that's one of the things, but the other one would be our free medical clinic. So we see uninsured adults at the medical clinic, and they are continually just seeing, patients in need of service. Again, with cost of everything rising, insurance is expensive as well. And so we see a lot of seniors, individuals, that come to us in need of medical care there as well.
Let's go back to the free food market, and that is at the main center, which is on Regency Parkway.
Yes. So the market, market and admin offices are in the building with the YMCA. So we own that in partnership with them. And so you drive around to the back of the building, and that's where the market entrance can be found.
And that's just like going to the store.
Yes.
Only for those who are in need, it's free.
Yes. So we love that. We have we place a lot of emphasis on dignity within our organization.
Sure.
And so we want people to feel like they're going to the grocery store. We don't want them to feel like they're being handed, food. And so they get to come in, and one of our volunteers will walk with them. So it's a real personal experience. And they get to shop kind of based on our grocery list and their size of the family. And so they shop for what they want. We don't want a lot of waste. And so they get to pick from the shelves the things that their family will eat.
So a lot of canned foods because it doesn't spoil. But is there a fresh food, produce and things like that?
Yes. So our market is American Heart Association certified. And so we really do our best to provide healthy options. So we are part of the Tarrant Area Food Bank. And so we also can purchase fresh fruits and vegetables, other fresh foods from them. And then we have grocery partners like Market Street and Kroger and Tom Thumb. And so they will provide us with fresh foods as well. And so we have refrigerators, freezers. We have, kind of prepared meals that are easy for families to take. We'll get lunch meat, we get eggs, we get meats of all different kinds, lots of varieties of things besides canned or boxed foods. Yeah.
So the markets will now, because I know that as a member of Rotary, we have a group of people who will go to the markets at like 7 a.m. and fill up their trucks and bring it to the Mission Center. So. Yes. And if I recall, the Market Street is very involved with the Mission Center.
Yes.
You mentioned Kroger. I was unaware, and they're donating on a weekly basis, aren't they?
Yes.
Give me an example of some of the things that you'll find on shelf at the Mission Center.
So some of it is stuff that they've either, made too much of. So some different like breads or desserts, things like that. But we also get a lot of their refrigerated foods. So, like kind of the individual meals that are prepared already. We'll get potato salads, just kind of that refrigerated section at their store of stuff that's going to go bad pretty soon. And so maybe they can't sell it, but we can offer it for one more day at our market.
And possibly damaged cans?
Sometimes we have to be careful about that. With the food bank, we have to kind of follow their rules and regulations as well. And so if it's I don't know all the rules, but there are cans that are too damaged. The food could be compromised.
Oh, sure.
And so we have to be careful about that. But our market manager knows all of that. So
cans with small dents.
Yeah, maybe.
Cans that people normally wouldn't buy because it has a dent. My wife always felt sorry for those cans, and she would seek out, oh, this one has a dent, so no one's going to buy this, so I'll buy it.
I gotcha. Yeah.
When can people shop at the Mission Center?
So the market is available Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then on Tuesdays, they're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So a little longer day on Tuesdays.
Is the free medical clinic also at the center up on Regency?
No, the free medical clinic is out at 901 West Broad. And so it's kind of...
Oh, that's like way out there.
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes from our main center, 5 minutes from the thrift store. We're kind of spread out right now. So, but the medical clinic, they do medical care. We also have Dr. Cook that comes in and does vision care for us.
Kyle Cook. Shout out to Kyle, my former next door neighbor.
Awesome. Yeah. And Dr. Charles oversees our medical clinic.
Shout out to Darren Charles.
Yes. So we love them both, and they both give of their time so generously.
Yeah.
And then we also do our programs like financial assistance and some other things from the clinic as well. So we have a great team over there that works really hard to meet the needs of the community. So
vision and general practitioner.
Yes.
And again, who is taking advantage of these services?
These would be uninsured or underinsured adults. So we don't see children. We refer them out. But anyone without insurance can come and see us, or like I said, underinsured as well. So basic family kind of practice medicine. We also do women's health. And so they'll have the mammogram bus come out and do mammograms, maybe quarterly. Which is important this month, of course.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
yes.
And seeing that it has affected our family,
right?
That we do know the importance.
Right.
My wife gets checked every 6 months,
yep.
Which I think, is that normal or is it once a year?
I think once a year would be more normal.
Okay.
But for someone, yes, who's had experience with it, then more regularly. But so yeah, just a lot of kind of your typical. We do see a lot of chronic illnesses, so diabetes, high blood pressure, those kinds of things. And so we're working with our patients through workshops called Live Well. And so so we have some nurses that volunteer to teach those classes, and they teach, dietary, just better practices, how to eat better, how to exercise, how to manage and hopefully improve your health so that those chronic illnesses might, get better or even go away for the ones, who are lucky enough. But,
yeah. And the clinic is open?
It's open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 8 to 4, and then Thursday, Friday, 8 to 12.
Is there anything that you wanted to mention that we didn't talk about regarding the free food market or the free medical clinic?
We can always use volunteers. Of course, that's my area. So.
Overseas events and volunteers.
Right. So we have a great volunteer team. We are very volunteer-led. And so, we're a small staff for our organization, probably right around 20-ish people, and spread out over the 3 locations right now. And so It's a lot. What we do is a lot. We serve the Mansfield ISD, and so more than just the city of Mansfield. And we need those volunteers to help us. We have professional volunteers at the clinic. We have, a lot of retirees that like to come in and work with us at the thrift store or the market, high school students, families at the thrift store as well. So if anyone's looking for a way to get involved, we would absolutely love to talk with them more about that.
Reach out to Christy, and how can they find you?
You can find me. My email is christyo@mansfieldmission.org. I'm on the website as well, of course. So, or you can email the info at Mansfield Mission too.
Christy, and it's CHRISTYO at mansfieldmission.org is the email address. If you want to volunteer, which they're always looking for volunteers. Now, this is something where this handing out the contact information, and it sounds like we're going to wrap up this interview, but we're not. I mean, there's a lot more that we have to talk about, including because I know that the Mission Center has more services than just the free food and the medical clinic. Financial services.
Yes.
If someone in need couldn't afford financial services, does it go beyond just teaching them how to file their taxes, or what services are offered financial-wise?
So financial services, we get a lot of calls about that. Again, cost of everything has increased. And so families and individuals are hurting right now in different ways. So we get a lot of calls about rental assistance or mortgage assistance. We don't do that, but we have a social worker on staff who's kind of our frontline person. And so she takes most of the calls. And when someone's in need of that sort of assistance, she knows who to refer them to. She is great with partnering with other organizations. And so she can refer them to the organizations that help with the bigger needs like rent or mortgage payments. The things that we do are more like electricity bills, water bills, things like that. Like if people are about to be, if their services are about to be shut off, then they can call and we can help make a payment. We may not be able to pay the whole bill depending on how many months behind they are, but we can pay a portion of it and get them hopefully back on track with the company to avoid the shut off and things like that. We've had families come to us, maybe I think one student's parents had passed away, or, loss of jobs, like just lots of tragedies. People come to us during those kind of times. And so anything that we're able to do, we assist with. Funds are limited, of course, but we do our best with what we have. Our social worker, Jacqueline's amazing at what she does. And again, if we're not able to help, or if our funds are kind of depleted that month, then we're able to refer them on to some other services that can help them.
Do you have a specific story, a success story? And it may not necessarily be financial. It could be medical, could be the free clinic, or any other services that the Mission Center offers, going, this family or this person came in, and whether it's a day, a week, or a month, or a year later, we help turn them around.
So there have been a few of those lately. If you watch our Facebook page, we try to share those often. But a couple of them that came to mind just from recent. We were in the thrift store, and there was a lady there who stopped one of my coworkers and explained to her that she had used our assistance a few years ago, and she was able to kind of get back on her feet and out of that hard time because of our help. And now she shops regularly at the thrift store. It's kind of her way of giving back to us, and donates her items there too.
Awesome.
Another one, we were just in our offices at Regency a couple weeks ago. A man walked into our admin offices. He works in management at a company here in Mansfield now. And he just expressed his gratitude to us. He said when they first moved here a few years back, they were in need of assistance, and they came to the Mission Center. And so we were able to help them in a couple different ways. And now he's gotten back on his feet, moved up, in his job to a management position. And he came in just asking if he could share about our services and about the Mission Center and things like that on his Facebook page.
Oh.
So to him, yeah.
Why not?
Right. And we were like, yes, please. You know, he kind of, I think, enjoys marketing a little bit on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was wanting to use kind of his talents in that area to help promote us, which we really appreciated. But I think it's really neat to see the people we've served who have gotten back, you know, into a good position in life. And whatever way they think, you know, they can give back is awesome. Like the lady shopping with us, that money helps, you know, fund the programs that she benefited from.
Right.
And the man, you know, who wanted to promote us on his Facebook and things like that. Like we've always said, we're kind of the best kept secret and we don't want to be that. And so anybody who shares about us or, you know, tells their friends or when I wear something and people compliment me on what I'm wearing, I can usually say, oh, thanks, it's from the thrift store,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
things like that.
The shirt that I'm wearing right now is, I'm not sure if it's from your thrift store, but my wife and I are big believers in reusing, repurposing.
Yes.
And I am wearing a thrift store shirt. And doesn't it look nice?
It does.
Thank
it
you very
does.
much.
Mine came from there as well and had the little embroidery for the Mission Center added to it. And so it's good for a lot of different reasons to thrift.
And publicity-wise, because I see this a lot on, I mean, it's no secret on Facebook, there is the Mansfield Talk and Share, and very, very popular Facebook group. And someone may go on there and say, hey, I'm having a little hard time financially. What do you recommend? And it's amazing how many people recommend go at least check out what the Mission Center has to offer.
Yes.
And publicity-wise, I mean, obviously referral carries much more weight than if you were to do your own marketing.
Absolutely. I used to feel like I was the only one on those posts commenting, call the Mission Center, call the Mission Center. But now there are so many others who beat me to it. And they are, you know, either supporters of ours or people who have benefited from our services in some way. And so we just greatly appreciate that.
Now, before we get into the two events that you are here to talk about, is there anything else services-wise that you would like to throw out there, or are you just waiting to talk about these two events?
No, we also we have chaplain, kind of lay chaplain services. It's probably not something that we share a lot about, but we have a good group, I would say, of kind of local ministers, maybe some retired school counselors, some, you know, different people with gifts of listening. And so they are available to meet with people. You know, like I've said before, a lot of our families or individuals come to us in crisis. And so sometimes they just need somebody to talk to.
Sure.
It's not professional counseling, but these are people who, you know, have gone through our training, but also have kind of training of their own or feel gifted or called, you know, in this way to listen and pray for people. And so that's another service that's offered at the clinic. People can call and they can ask, you know, to speak with a chaplain, and they can set up an appointment or even talk over the phone if that's better for them. But just kind of a baby step into that emotional and mental health side of things, which we know is so important, especially to people in crisis, you know, which I said are a lot of our clients at that time. So
I did not know about that service, and that is wonderful.
Yeah.
You have an event coming up October 23rd.
We do.
I call it the tastiest event of the year.
So we call it the tastiest night, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay. The 11th annual Taste of Mansfield.
Yes.
Tell people about it.
So Taste of Mansfield, it's one of my favorite events. It was a favorite event before I ever started working with the Mission Center. And so it's October 23rd from 6 to 9 p.m. We do have a foodie ticket option that also will include a cocktail reception before the main event. And it's at the Grand View here in Mansfield. So we moved
like 50 steps down the hall from my office.
It's one of our other favorite places. And so we moved it here last year, and it it was amazing. So the customer service of the staff here and the space itself, and the event's growing, and so we needed a space we could kind of grow into with it. And so it's here again this year. So we're grateful for that. And we're going to have, I think right now we have 26 food vendors, which is the most we've ever had.
26 restaurants.
Yes. So restaurants, caterers, all kinds of different, food vendors. Lots of, kind of main dishes, lollipops, as you call them.
Right. But
so
then
tastings.
Also dessert restaurants.
Yes. So dessert restaurants. I think we have more dessert restaurants this year than we've had before. A lot of new good options. And so we're excited about that. It's a great way for restaurants to come and kind of, one, to give back to the community because they donate their time and everything else. And so that's amazing for us that they support us in that way. And, but it's also a great way to kind of get their name out there if they're new or just remind people that they're still around. We've got so many restaurants coming into Mansfield these days.
But then also it gives the attendees a chance. You know what? I've never been to this restaurant before. I think I'll try a little sample.
Yeah.
And that'll give me an idea of whether I want to go dine there or not.
Yes, exactly.
If someone wanted information about Taste of Mansfield, again, it's October 23rd from 6 to 9 at the Grand View here on Heritage Parkway, 2201 Heritage Parkway. Where can they buy tickets and any other information?
So our website, mansfieldmission.org, has an events page. So any of our events, they can go in there and find more information, ticket sales, that sort of thing. They can also follow our Facebook page. We share a lot of information about the events and things on our Facebook page as well. And so, and of course, email me too if they have questions because I'm over at this event as well. So I would love to, talk with them, whether they're vendors or companies wanting to sponsor, which I do need to thank our sponsors.
Sure.
So Southern Champion Tray is our title sponsor for this event. Other sponsors include Frost and Truly Nolan, Bloomfield Homes, and Texas Health. This event is not possible without those sponsors, without the vendors, and without all of our attendees.
October 23rd, 6 to 9 p.m. And check out mansfieldmission.org.
Yes.
And go to the events page. Now, am I going to see when I go to that events page another event called Sip and Shop?
Yes. So Sip and Shop is our thrift store's kind of biggest event of the year. So we like to kind of compare it to Disney World. We've turned the store into Christmas overnight.
That's a big...
And so when you come in the store, it's Thursday, November 20th. And so when you come in the store that morning, you will be blown away by all of the Christmas items that we'll have displayed for the first time. So it's a very special event for our thrift store. It is our biggest sales day of the year typically. And that, those funds from the thrift store go to fund our programs. And so it's a really important event. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of different organizations like Mansfield Women's Club. Typically, we have some volunteers from Mauser that come and help us out that day and just some other volunteers as well. But people will get to come in, get to see the Christmas stuff, get to shop. Like we have ladies that fill multiple carts.
Wow. So November 20th at the thrift store.
Yes.
Walnut Creek and Broad is the intersection, and I would assume this would be during normal business hours.
So it's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Thank you.
You can also purchase a ticket to come in earlier at 9 a.m. and be one of the very first people. But you definitely want to get there early. And
that's like back in the day when Costco, if you had an executive membership, you used to be able to get in an hour early before all the other ones who just had the basic membership.
Yes. So it's a big deal.
Question. Okay, so the event is called Sip and Shop. Mm-hmm. The big question: what are we sipping?
So throughout the day, we will have some punch and goodies, snacks, things like that. And then later in the afternoon, we do offer some wine for our shoppers as well.
So we get to closer to happy hour time.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've learned through shopping at Market Street is that when you're shopping with an adult beverage,
Mm-hmm.
you tend to buy more.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So keep that. You may want to break the wine out around noon instead of
That's true.
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you for that tip. Yes.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah. Thank you.
As an experienced Market Street shopper.
Gotcha. I'm sure they appreciate you.
Yes. They do. Sip and Shop, November 20th at the thrift store, 10 to 6. Taste of Mansfield, October 23rd, 6 to 9 at, unless you want to buy the extra
Cocktail
ticket.
Reception, yeah.
And that is at the Grandview Center here in the Cellmark building. I saw a news article.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all moving?
That's the word on the street. Okay. So, yes, the city has purchased the building that the thrift store is currently in.
Right. They own that whole shopping and Dollar General. They're moving out. And which makes you the last tenant.
Right.
Okay.
So our lease is technically up next year, so 2026. And, our team has worked really hard to kind of look to figure out what's the best move for us as an organization for the next kind of phase. Mm-hmm. And we have some big plans coming. So I'll just kind of tease it. We have some big plans coming. There will be a move involved. And we are very excited about all of that.
When it comes time to tell the community, mm-hmm. we have a microphone and a lot of people out there listening. Yes. So we would be glad to help promote where the new digs are.
We would absolutely love that.
So how can people get a hold of the Mansfield Mission Center, whether it's for Taste of Mansfield, Sip and Shop, or the services that you have to offer?
So I would say our website is a great first place to go. So mansfieldmission.org, like we've said. But you can also call our main phone number is 817-473-6650. And that'll get you to the clinic team who can then kind of help get you where you need to be for services and things like that. But really reaching out to any of us on our team, we would be glad to help in any way we can.
MansfieldMission.org or 817-473-6650. Christy, it's always good to have you in the studio.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And again, when you're ready to talk about the new place, we are here. And thanks for being on About Mansfield.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Coming up next week on About Mansfield, we will talk in studio with a high school junior who is doing amazing things on both the softball field and in the classroom. In the meantime, this is the place where you'll hear the latest Mansfield news, talk, and information. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, engage, connect, amplify, elevate, celebrate, embrace, explore, love, or support this podcast if you haven't already so you never miss an episode. It's free and it's easy. Head on over to our website, aboutmansfield.com. Enter your email address right there on the homepage. We will never, ever, ever send you any spam. That is my personal promise to you.
About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts Steve Casillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor feature Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know Angel Biasatti. Cultural Arts Calendar Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week Brian Certain. Post-production, editing, mixing, and mastering, Steve Casillo and Andrew Miner.
This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without prior written consent is strictly prohibited. We thank you all for listening. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield.